What happens to a continent when its geography is split by a permanent 6,000-meter wall? In South America, the Andes are not just a mountain range. They are a structural barrier that has spent centuries stifling trade, dividing nations, and limiting the emergence of a single continental superpower. While the rest of the world builds high-speed rail and vast trade corridors, the Andes remain the ultimate veto on integration. This is the vertical geopolitics of South America, a landscape where the terrain dictates the limits of power. Welcome to at World Strategy Lab. In this strategic briefing, we analyze how the Andes Mountains act as a geographic straitjacket. Stretching over 7,000 kilometers, the range creates a massive disconnect between the Atlantic and Pacific coasts. Unlike the relatively flat plains of Europe or the North American Midwest, South America is physically severed. This prevents the development of transcontinental logistics, forcing nations like Chile and Argentina to operate as maritime islands rather than integrated partners. This isn't just about rocks and snow, it's about the cost of sovereignty. The immense difficulty of building infrastructure across the Andean spine means that internal trade within South America remains lower than almost any other developed region. Geography in this case is a tax on development. Strategy becomes vertical. In 2026, the Andes are taking on a new role: the lithium battery of the global economy. The lithium triangle spanning the high-altitude flats of Chile, Argentina, and Bolivia holds over 50% of the world's known reserves. But the very geography that preserved these minerals makes extracting them a logistical nightmare. We are seeing a new great game play out at 4,000 meters. Global superpowers are competing to build the Bioceanic corridors, ambitious rail and road projects designed to finally punch through the Andean barrier and link Atlantic ports in Brazil to Pacific ports in Peru and Chile. This is a systemic attempt to bypass the Panama Canal and create a new trade artery for the 21st century. However, the environmental complexity and extreme altitudes mean that for every kilometer of progress, the cost is tripled compared to anywhere else on Earth. Whether these corridors succeed or fail, the structural reality remains. The Andes are the primary driver of South American fragmentation. Until the barrier is mastered, the continent will remain a collection of isolated coastal economies rather than a unified geopolitical force. In grand strategy, you can change your leaders, but you cannot change your mountains. As the world hunts for the resources of the high peaks, the Andes continue to prove that in South America, geography is the ultimate master of destiny.